Today's video, we're going to be talking about a surprise Roval winner, a playoff contender saving his playoff career, and a whole bunch more. Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here, and we are back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, I will be talking about the Charlotte Roval race that just finished, I think, about 15 minutes ago. Now, we're going to go through the finish of the race, and then we're going to go through the playoff contenders that had, disappointing days, and then the playoff contenders that actually, survived. And we're going to look at the playoffs and see, and I'm going to talk about every playoff driver that missed out and what caused them to miss out. So, this race, at the beginning, of course, the pole sitter was the young I think he's 21. I want to say he's the same age as me, or about a year older than me. William Byron was the pole sitter. He did lead most of the opening laps, so he kind of seemed dominant in the first stage, but then, of course, it was a caution, pit strategy, and Kyle Larson ended up winning stage number 1. Chase Elliott won stage number 2, and spoiler alert, Chase Elliott won the Roval race. Now, here is the top 10 finishers. We're going to go with the top 10 guys. And as you guys can see already, from P2, we have Alex Bowman. Did Alex Bowman make the round of 12? We'll find that out later. Because there was a playoff contender that actually ruined his chance on the last lap. But we haven't gotten to him yet. Third place is Kevin Harvick, fourth place is Clint Boyer, fifth place is Brad Keselowski, sixth place was William Byron, the pole sitter, seventh place was Martin Truex Jr., eighth place was Ryan Blaney, ninth place was Jimmy Johnson. This guy finally got a good finish at the Roval. As you guys remember, last year it was him and Martin Truex going for the win when he accidentally spun Martin Truex Jr. out at the finish. P10 was Joey Logano, P11 was Matt DiBenedetto. He doesn't really seem like a road course racer, but he ends up getting a top 15 finish. P12 was Michael McDowell, another solid finish from the front row motorsports car. Now, David Reagan and Matt Ted haven't seemed to been doing good, but this guy keeps coming out of nowhere with these good finishes. I'm pretty sure a couple of races ago, he finished inside the top 10. P12 was Kyle Larson, P13 was Eric Almirola, a playoff contender, note that. Ty Dillon finishes P15. Paul Menard finishes P16. Now here is the surprise alert. So on the final lap, Brian Newman was trying to defend from Eric Almirola to keep a position to make it into the next round. Spoiler, but unfortunately he did in fact lock up the brakes and miss the first chicane, which means Ryan Newman will not be in the round of 12. And he did not finish P17 after all. The finisher that was P17 was, in fact, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chris Buescher finishing 18th, Denny Hamlin finishing in 19th, and Kurt Busch finishing in 20th. Now, if you guys remember, the four drivers that were below the cut, if I remember right, were Eric Almirola, Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, and Eric Jones. And the four guys that missed out on the playoffs were Eric Almirola finishing in 13th, Ryan Newman finishing in 14th, Kurt Busch finishing in 15th, and Eric Jones finishing in 16th. Kurt Busch, I just want to get on to Kurt Busch right now. If it wasn't for that whole blown tire, he getting hit in the left rear and then the tire just blew, Kurt Busch would have probably had a very good day, I would say. And I gotta give it up to Alex Bowman. I mean, there was an incident where he did actually, in fact, he was trying to get past Bubba Wallace, and Bubba Wallace, I guess, was holding him up, so he just decided to turn Bubba and put Bubba into the wall. But I gotta say right here quickly, I know you're a playoff contender, he's a non-playoff contender, but he's still battling for position. He's still trying to improve that car's position, because who knows, Bubba's been doing good some of the last few races. I think he was on for a top 15 finish, and he did not even finish he did finish in the top 25, I'm pretty sure, but he was up for a top 15. That's an improvement for the car. But of course, Bowman spun him out on purpose. He hits the wall, gets damages, and ends up finishing, I think, in the top 25. So, Alex Bowman, that's the one problem I had with Alex Bowman this whole race, is that was kind of uncalled for. But after the race, another thing that happened between Bowman and Bubba was that Bubba came up to Bowman, and as Bowman was sitting down laying against the car, Bubba threw some water at Bowman, which I gotta say Bubba is uncalled for, considering the fact that Bowman's been sick all week. And yeah, I know Bubba does have a right to be mad, but in the same time, that's kind of a selfish move, and that's kind of a you know what move, because it was a hot race today, guys. I mean, it was like 150 degrees inside the cars, which was absolutely insane to hear. And then after the race, Bowman's like sitting against his car, and then Bubba just comes in and splashes water. But I knew this was going to happen from the minute Bubba got spun out. I saw this coming, guys. No, I mean, you can't see that. You have to see that coming. You knew Bubba was going to do something back. If you remember back in Watkins Glen, Bubba was battling with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch spun Bubba. What did Bubba do? Bubba spun him right back. But this time, Bubba decided not to take out Alex Bowman because Alex Bowman was in the playoffs and he was battling for playoff contention. And I know a lot of people would have crapped on Bubba Wallace for doing that because he's not in the playoffs, and he doesn't seem like he is a very good driver, but he's not in a very good team. So when it came to Bubba doing this after the race, I mean, he could have just came up and talked to him. At least he didn't like punch Bowman while he was like sitting down. He could have talked to Bowman, but in the moment you're just frustrated. So I gotta give it to Bubba, and I gotta say at the same time, this is like a 50-50 with how Bubba did on this, because Bubba was frustrated. He didn't do it on the track, but he didn't also talk. So that's that whole situation. Now, the 4 playoff drivers that missed, Eric Almirola had a very good race, but I think on one of the cautions, a lot of the guys that were behind him came for fuel and tires. Most of the cars ended up getting past him, and yeah, it was just from there. Eric Almirola was never gonna make never gonna make the next round, because when he didn't pit after that at the next caution, he pitted the caution after that next caution. And that's when he decided to come in the tires, but it was too late. And then, of course, you had the red flag with, I think there was oil on the track, because I don't really know who put the oil on the track. But during that red flag, something interesting happened. Kyle Busch, who was, I think, 3 laps down after cutting a left front tire, and Kyle Busch was basically right through. Kyle Busch didn't really care. So Kyle Busch, under red flag, drives the car backwards down pit road into the garage and just retires the car straight there. When I heard that, I was just like, of course Kyle Busch would do that. Out of any driver you would think that would probably do that, it would most likely be Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch actually ended up finishing 30th place. But another thing to talk about is the winner, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, on one of the restarts, he actually, he locked up the brakes and went straight into the turn 1 wall. And funny enough, when Chase Elliott actually won the race, he went into that turn 1 wall and did a burnout on that thing. Now, that type of burnout I saw Chase Elliott do, I haven't seen the NASCAR driver do that in a while. That was like back around the days where Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, and Tony Stewart were all racing. They were doing those type of burnouts. Well, Carl Edwards didn't really do that. Carl Edwards just did the backflip. But Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, all those guys were doing burnouts like that. And it seems like these new type of burnouts, they don't go against the wall. I mean, yeah, I haven't really seen a driver doing that in the past couple of years. So, but overall, this race was a very exciting race. And I gotta say, back-to-back years, this Roval has produced, and I really do think they should change up some of these races that are really boring and put a road course in there. I would honestly say don't do this with any of the big tracks like Daytona or Talladega. I would say let's say they do it like Texas or Atlanta or one track like that. That would probably improve it, and that would probably cause that, because if I can actually go see any race in NASCAR, well, obviously my first instinct is to go see the Daytona 500, but I would actually go see the Roval, because this last year was a very exciting race, and this year was also an exciting race, so you can't really fault them. But that was just a absolutely insane race. Here is the point standings, guys. As you guys can see now, Kyle Busch is on top, and at the very, very bottom is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be William Byron or Alex Bowman. Is one of them. So now that we move into the round of 12, the next races they go to are going to be Dover, Talladega, the wild card that's going to be like, that's going to probably mess up everything, and then Kansas. Now, Kansas is a strong track for Alex Bowman considering he won at Chicagoland, and Kansas and Chicagoland are kind of like the same. So expect Bowman to be quick there, but Dover and Dega, I don't really know. And to be honest, I'm glad William Byron made it, because if I had to pick it, or if I had to say a long shot to win this championship, my long shot would be William Byron, but I don't see him getting past the round of 12, and that's unfortunate. I saw Kurt Busch making it to the round of 8, and look at Kurt Busch. So maybe William Byron can make it to the round of 8, but Dover, Dega, Kansas, all three different type of tracks. I guess you got well, would you count? I would put Dover in between short track and speedway, and then you got speedway in Kansas, and then you got the super speedway, the blade track at Talladega. That's gonna throw everything out of the balance. So yeah, but congratulations to Chase Elliott, congratulations to Alex Bowman. He drove a fantastic race, finishing P2, even though he actually spun Bubba Wallace. But overall, this Roval race was pretty good. And next week we head to Dover, and we'll see what happens there. But I give you this, guys. Watch out for Jimmy Johnson next week, because if you guys remember, even though he hasn't won in a while, he's still good at Dover. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please do smash the like button. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.